And we're live. There we go. What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake Show. I am your host, Fate Decided, and here we are with Zoe Crawford. What is up? What's up, Zoe?
Hello. Long time no see. Hi, everybody in the chat. I'm ready to talk everything horror stuff. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on right now, so I'm excited.
There is so much to talk about. The news just keeps on rolling in. Like it literally just has not stopped. Since yesterday, it's just kind of been this like onward crazy spiral of insanity with Scream news that we have to discuss, talk about, and go over, which is going to be crazy. So Zoe, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a long time. I missed seeing your cute face. So
thank you. I miss seeing your beautiful face as well. It has been a long time. And I've been eager to talk about stuff, getting my studio set up, so videos will be coming shortly. So look out for that.
Oh, good stuff, man. You make some great content, so I'm excited for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's just jump right into this, basically, because there's a lot of really exciting stuff to talk about. I'm gonna, you know what? Actually, real quick, I'm just gonna say hello to everyone in the chat. Some wonderful people I'm seeing out here. What is up? What's up? Neve is out. So sad. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Muffy, what is going on? What's up? Welcome. Scorpio YouTube, that Addams Family trailer for Netflix. I'll have to do a video on that. Very excited for that. In all honesty, I think Paramount should have offered Neve Campbell at least $8 million because she is part of the reason why Scream is so successful. Another thing we're going to be touching on later on.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me. we would get into that as well. What is up, Conrad? Welcome.
What's up, Conrad?
We got Serena here as well. We're going to get to all these questions and comments in a second here. Memo Boy, what's up? Welcome. Jen Warner, one of our wonderful channel members, is here. What's up?
Jen never fails. Jen's always popping, always in the chat.
She is fantastic. Helped me out with a big old part of this update, so I appreciate that. Wow, there's so many people here. We got Tori here. What's up? Noelle, you're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much, Noelle. I appreciate that. Thank you. Rob, what's up? I'm not going to click on that name. What's up? Hey, Jake, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Oh, and also another channel member. Thank you so much, Cody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Let's get into this a little bit. So, starting off with, typically we like to start off with bad news and then get into the good news because there is some good news. There is some good news, surprisingly, with all of this. But the bad news first, Sidney Prescott. No, not happening. Not happening for Scream 6. Not going to happen. What are your just initial thoughts on that, Zoe? With everything we know about it, how do you feel about no Sidney for Scream 6?
First off, shout out to Master Chaos. He's kind of one of the first people to report on this, trying to get the inside scoop a little bit. So shout out to him. Makes great content. Awesome vlog video he did with Neve Campbell. Super crazy.
Link for that is in the description below, by the way.
Yes, a crazy bombshell. Really just initially, I think I wasn't as surprised, because I made a video about a month ago talking about my concerns with Scream 6. And my main concern was, how are they going to put Neve in this movie? And I think this could be a blessing in disguise a little bit. Obviously, maybe the way it was handled wasn't the best because from what has been reported, it's mainly about pay. She felt like she needed to make a little bit more money than what Paramount or Spyglass was offering her. And she backed out. She knew her worth. Maybe it was a glorified cameo role. Maybe it wasn't a big role in the movie and they weren't offering enough of that cheddar, man. And she was like, I'm going to back off. It's like, you go to interview at McDonald's and the minimum wage is $15 an hour and they're offering you $5. It's, it's all business at the end of the day. And making movies is a business, and sometimes you kind of have to know your worth. So I respect the decision that she made, even though it's sad. Yeah. We are huge fans of Neve. I love Neve Campbell. We all love Scream, but it could be a blessing in disguise. Like I said, maybe this could be a benefit to Scream 6. Maybe we can focus on these new characters that they have established. What are your thoughts?
I agree, especially that last part there, like 100%. I feel like this is maybe going to be a blessing in disguise. I think one of my biggest problems with the last movie is like, listen, it was awesome to see Sidney Prescott. It was awesome to see Gale back and the little time we had with Mr. Dewey. But I enjoyed that. That was awesome. But I just feel like we didn't develop the new characters enough for me to really care about them that much. Right. Like Wes was such an underdeveloped character who did not have that much screen time, and we could have done so much more with this character. And I feel like maybe and this is just a theory, and that's kind of what I want to see in Scream 6. Maybe if the legacy characters just didn't have as much of a focus on them, we could have developed these characters a little better, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to see in Scream 6. And I'm kind of okay with all of this, as sad as it is. I mean, it's going to be weird. It's going to be experimental to have a Scream film without Sidney Prescott, the final girl.
Yeah.
But I want to see where this rabbit trail goes. Like, I'm kind of curious to see what happens. I'm excited for it. I'm cautiously optimistic, but am I kind of sad about all this? Yes. I mean, the other thing that we have to consider is, like, it's not up to Radio Silence to be like, hey, we can just throw $8 million at Neve Campbell if we wanted.
Paramount,
sure, like
Spyglass.
Exactly. So
they have
please
a budget,
don't.
and they need to they maybe offered her. I don't know how far apart they were. We will never know, but. I get it. It's business, and sometimes business can be cutthroat. It can be very, you got to do what's best for you. And I think Neve knows her worth, and maybe she felt some type of way about being offered lesser than she wanted.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. And if that's the case, if Neve just feels like she's not getting enough out of this because she's not the focal point anymore, or if it's just financial reasons, I understand it at this point. I think I sympathize with it. And if she doesn't want to be in the film, that's totally up to her. I do say, like, as much as I'm going to miss her, though, this could be a blessing in disguise. I'm excited to see what they do with the new characters now that they're going to have more of the screen time. Like, is it going to be a better movie for that? Is it going to be a worse movie for that? That's kind of what's so exciting and makes this film maybe even more exciting than the last film because of those reasons. So we'll just have to see in March, man. But I'm speculating that this is ultimately going to serve the film, as upsetting as it is right now. But like I said, all just speculation at this time. But I don't know. How do you feel about that? Is this going to be a better thing, or just ultimately, like, how do you feel this is going to run on the spectrum? Like, better, worse, somewhere in the middle?
The thing is, with now we know that she was supposed to be in Scream 6. That's pretty much confirmation. So they probably wrote the script and had her included in there. We don't know how big of a role that she was going to play in Scream 6, but now they might have to pivot a little bit. They might have to change directions on exactly what they're going to do with the story. They probably had to do a little bit of rewrites. I don't know when she informed Paramount that she wasn't going to take that offer. It might have been, months ago, and she's kind of been holding it in for some time now. And I think it can be beneficial. I think it really can. I don't want Neve to be in this movie as a glorified cameo anyway. I would like her to serve some purpose. And with Scream 5, I think they tied up her story very nicely. We've had some discussions about this. The legacy characters were tied up very nicely. Even Gale was. I think Gale, if Gale wasn't in Scream 6, but I believe she is going to be in Scream 6. If that also
just got confirmed. That was the next thing I was going to bring up.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was completely, a verified source or not. But even if none of the legacy characters returned in Scream 6, I think their story concluded very nicely with 5.
I agree.
Could open the door back up, but then it could feel a little bit forced. Like, okay, we're going 6 movies with a ghost face killer trying to kill Neve. It might get repetitive at this point, but now we know for sure that Scream 6 will be going in a different direction, which is something that me, you, and many other fans have been wanting for a while. They've kind of paved a way of, let's move on from these characters a little bit and just spark something up. Let's see what they do. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure, but at the same time, a lot of excitement with Scream 6.
I think this is actually, I'm more excited by this news, and I know that's probably not at all how some people feel about it, but I'm kind of excited because now this opens up possibilities for Scream to take a whole new direction, where I feel like the structure of the last 5 films has all kind of just been the same. So I'm excited to see what happens when you force Scream into being something different. Like, what is that product going to be? We really can't say one way or the other. Like, I feel like we have an opportunity now to completely reinvent Scream, make it something new, modernize it a little bit, and turn it into something else. Because if we just keep trying to make Scream 96 over and over and over and over again, it's never going to live up to that original
boring.
film. It's boring. It's the same. Like, that goes with any franchise. I mean, if you're just trying to recreate a movie from the past, I don't want to see that. I want to see something new. I want to see a brand new story told.
Me too.
And the aspects of Scream 5 that I liked the most, I found, were the things that were departures from the past movies. Like, they showed us a more brutal ghost face killer. They showed us something that was, they gave us some different stuff. Not everything was different. I feel like they actually could have dove deeper into that. And now I feel like they have an opportunity to do that with Scream 6. And it's going to be sad. But once again, this is experimental. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do with this next film, and let's see if it slaps or does not, or does not slap.
What I had a criticism was with Scream 5 was that it didn't feel like a radio silence film. It was more of a love letter to Wes Craven, which is great and all. I get that. That movie was for Wes. They're trying to recreate and kind of clone Scream 1996, adding all the meta commentary and bringing it into the 2022. But I think this is great for radio silence. They can kind of do their thing and make it their own without really kind of relying on taking the template of Wes Craven. Well, what are your thoughts on that? I think they could be more creative and do pretty much whatever they want at this point.
I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, I feel like the aspects of the last film that I didn't love as much was them just trying to recreate things that Wes had going for him. And I feel like actually one of those things, the more I think about it, is implementing Sidney Prescott into the story more and more. And I don't get me wrong, I love, Sidney fucking killed it in the last movie.
Yeah.
That was badass when she's shooting through the doors and all that. That was awesome.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
But does she deserve a happy ending after everything she's gone through? Yes. And honestly, if that's what they decide to write for her character, I'm kind of okay. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I think to me, the thing that I value the most from the Scream franchise is the of course the killer, because it's iconic. It's an awesome character. It's an awesome costume and mask and all that. That's sick. But also it's the horror commentary, which kind of felt lost in the last film. I liked that we commented on toxic fandom. That was different. We have never seen the Scream movies comment on that, but it was also much more commenting on the Star Wars franchise than anything, which just felt like the more out of place. It feels it didn't feel right. It felt like, I don't know. I kind of want Scream to comment just on horror. I thought there's a part of me that it's kind of a double-edged sword, because it's cool that they decided to reach their meta commentary outside of the usual grounds. And they, in a way, they broke new ground by doing that. It's interesting, totally different for the Scream franchise. I appreciated that, but I kind of want them to get back to their roots with this aspect of it. Go back to comments. There's so much to talk about with horror movies nowadays. There's so many different opinions we have out there about A24 films, which we briefly brushed on in the last movie, but there's so many different avenues of things you can comment on right now. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. We have a super chat from Playboy Legion. Thank you so much. $5. Thank you so much, Playboy Legion. Check out the Merkins. They're a horror YouTube singer group.
They're amazing.
Yes.
They're fucking amazing.
Right? What's your favorite Merkins song? Because they've got a lot of they got some bangers.
You are my fire, the one desire.
Oh!
Backstreet Boys.
Let's go.
Fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
Everything about their channel is awesome. I love it. I made I did a review of 1978's Halloween last October, and I kind of made a little skit of me dancing around as Michael Myers. So that was kind of inspiration from the Merkins. They're amazing.
I have to admit, yeah, whenever it sometimes in the intros of my videos, I'll dress up like Ghostface or Michael or something. It's totally Merkins inspired. I love what they do with their channel. Also they had this side channel. Thank you again, Playboy Legion, by the way. Another thing that they did, which was ain't nothing but I can't remember the lyrics. I can't remember the horror lyrics that they implemented, which was what was really cool. I'm gonna just sing the regular lyrics.
I had to just get that last part out there. I love that song.
Of course. You once you start, you can't stop with with them, of course. But they had this other channel where it was Freddy Krueger, and he was commenting on different things. It was one of the guys, and he's dressed up as Freddy. It was great. I don't know what happened to that channel, but I don't think they do it anymore. But it was cool. It was some good stuff. Love the Merkins though. They're great. I guess they're from Ohio too, which is crazy.
Collab.
I know. I guess they're around here somewhere. So. Yeah. Where you at, Merkins? Let's go. Get me in a video. I'll drive to wherever. I don't give a shit. Yeah. So the other thing though, with this is we also have Gale now on. We officially have. I believe it was Deadline that reported that Gale is now back. If I'm remembering that correctly.
Pretty solid, I think.
Someone tagged me. I haven't had.
Maybe. Come on.
So, yeah, it was someone. Someone tagged me on Twitter. I believe it was Kay, who is fantastic. She's always killing it with these updates. She posted, Variety. There we go. Variety on Courtney Cox
Like a
tackling her
number
most
one
challenging.
source.
Yes, she's amazing, and Variety is also fantastic too. So Courtney Cox is back. How do you feel about this? Is it weird that she's going to be back without Neve Campbell, or is that like how do you feel about that? Because I have some thoughts, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
Not really. I think because really Gail and Sydney don't really are not together in a lot of the Scream movies. Like they're not like teamed up a lot. It's usually her and Dewey. So I think having her in the movie without Sydney isn't that big of a deal. I'm very interested to see how she's going to be in the movie, because we know with Scream 5, the ending for Scream 5, she doesn't want to give the killers any publicity. My theory is that maybe she's not covering any of the Ghostface killings that happened in Scream 5, and maybe the new Ghostface we get in Scream 6 is kind of twisting her hand and forcing her and maybe blackmailing her and killing people around her to run the story of the new Ghostface killings that are happening in Scream 6. That's kind of my theory about how maybe she's going to play a role in the new entry.
So she's forced. She's forced to be playing a role into it, like almost like she doesn't want to be involved.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want to cover the story. It gets too much publicity, and maybe that's kind of where I'm going with it. I think that would be pretty cool to see. Just kind of, like, oh, we've had all these killings but in the past, and maybe Ghostface isn't a big like draw anymore, because we live in 2022. It's kind of hard to like be surprised by a lot of things nowadays, unfortunately, because we're so used to whether it's school shootings or murders and stuff. It's kind of in America. It's kind of sad that we're kind of desensitized to all this stuff, and maybe this new Ghostface wants that notoriety again. I think that'd be very interesting. And Gail has a platform to do it on. She's a famous, news broadcaster. So I think something along those lines could be cool.
That would be really cool to have like Gail Weathers like against her will having to cover the Ghostface story. I really like that idea. I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah,
so
that's something that I think I just made it up right now. I don't know if someone else has talked about it, but that'd be cool.
You know what, Zoe? I heard it from you first, so I'm accrediting it. You're getting the credit for it for now. But I love that. I think that's a really cool way to do it, because something we were just talking about on the Lethal Collective stream was that Courtney has almost always come into this movie with the same thing. Like she's always covering the Ghostface story. She's always trying to track it down, trying to figure out who the killer is. Let's flip that. Let's flip the table. Let's flip these tables. Let's turn these tables. That's what I say. I think that would be cool, because especially if she's like the only like of the main three coming back now. We got to kind of give her more of the spotlight this time around.
Well, technically is Hayden a legacy character at this point?
I mean, Kirby, yeah, you know what? She's kind of a legacy character. Sure. Yeah. I think of the three who have been in like every movie beforehand, though, Gail is technically the only one. Yeah. But with Kirby coming back too, I want to see her up there as well.
I guess she's a legacy character at this point.
Yeah, I mean, she's been in multiple movies, confirmed now. So I'm very excited to see what they do with Kirby and Gail. I just hope that they don't force these characters in just because it's like, hey, I'm Kirby, I'm Gail. Remember you love, remember me? Haha, cool. Let's have them naturally come into.
That's what I'm scared of too. It's just like, I want Hayden to have or Kirby to have a specific role. Maybe she's, they're in college now, and maybe she's a guidance counselor or a teacher or something along those lines. Maybe she teaches the video department or something,
So I'm curious what you have to say about this, because I pitched this to the Lethal Collective guys and they didn't love it. But hey, you know what? Maybe I don't know. Maybe let's throw it out into the universe. Who else might? Your ears are burning, ready to go. But so with Kirby, what if? Remember in Scream 4, like we had Jill. Okay, her motive is like to be famous. She wants to be just like Sidney Prescott. She wants that life. She's envious of it, but of course she's not successful. Kirby survives. And what if now she's living the life that Jill wanted, and she's kind of taking advantage of the situation, and like maybe she's like going on air and she's over exaggerating things about what happened. She's like, oh, Jill and Charlie stabbed me like 100 times in the chest, and she almost kind of takes like a dark route. And now we have Jenna Ortega talking about the character, saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Hayden come and redeem herself." What does that mean? What does it mean? Why does she have to redeem herself? To me, it just seems like, hey, she's coming back. That's cool. Why did she have to redeem herself for anything? So I'm curious as to what they do with her character. Maybe she's taken a dark route in between all this time that has passed between the events of the fourth film and the sixth film. Maybe she's kind of turned into all kind of an antagonist, and that could also build into maybe Mindy and Kirby having this back and forth of why they don't don't like each other, because it's so public that Kirby has blown this situation out of the water and has really like profited off of it or something along those lines. That could start their argument, and that's why they could go back and forth and be like, Mindy's just like, you don't even know anything about horror movies. You're a fake fan. You know, they could have like silly banter like that maybe ends up turning her into a hero by the end of the film, something along those lines. Very crazy theory, but how do you feel about that, Zoe? Would you like to see Kirby take a darker route, or do you want her to come into this just straight up being the heroine that she is?
I love that theory. I think that's very smart. I think it's just turning things on their head, because obviously Kirby's character was that kind of heroine, that very like down to earth, very nice character, and maybe this type of notoriety and fame has gotten to her head. You know, as we've seen in Scream 5, that she's doing YouTube videos, she's doing interviews, she's doing all this stuff. Maybe she likes that publicity, and she is over exaggerating, you know, the events that happened in Scream 4. I think that could be cool. I think maybe she uses it to get leverage, or maybe she uses it to get, you know, ahead in life. You know, she gets money from all these interviews and stuff, and she turns into type of a toxic person. I think that's a great idea, Jake. I really do. I think that's very smart. I think that could be interesting. You know, just have, I like progression of characters that, you know, you could start off being a nice person in life, and maybe some things happen to you, and you might, you know, you change either for better or for worse. And I think that's realistic in life. You know, I think that's something I would love to see, actually. You made me think about that. That's cool. I think that'd be awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it might be fun to explore. It could be something cool. So good shit. Regardless, I'm excited to just have Hayden Panettiere back. Like I just love her as an actress. Awesome. Kirby's a great character too. I'm super pumped. Whatever they do with it, I'm excited.
That I know of. So this is big for her. This is great. And it's probably one of her, probably her most famous character, you know, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, like, good. I know she's been in other stuff, but like, this is like, as a horror geek, this is my how I know her. So yeah, no, I'm pumped for it, man. I'm very, very, very excited. But I think the best news of everything that we haven't even gotten to yet. So we're 22 minutes into the stream. My God, there's still news.
I feel like we've been talking for 2 minutes.
I know, it's so exciting. Oh my God, we're just going crazy back and forth. It's nuts. We also have this video of Jenna Ortega on the red carpet after the MTV Music and TV Awards, whatever. She's talking a little bit about the film, and she kind of maybe even says a little more than the radio silence guys Paramount wants her to say, is how I felt about it. She talks a lot, little bit of extra sauce on that hot dog. Oh, I like that. Let the Gordon Ramsay, like the salt flicker, you know, like the
throwing the dice, just.
Yeah, this motion. Yeah,
that motion. Yeah. Real long strokes.
Get that going, and
3D action, you know.
Up and down the shaft of the dice, you know. Yeah. Okay. But both anyways, hands, both hands, perfect. She talks about Ghostface being more aggressive, is the word she used, and more like a gorier kills.
Halloween Kills route.
Oh. Is that, how do you feel about that? Do you take that as a positive, or do you also, because I made this video a while back talking about how Scream 6 might be a lot like Halloween Kills. Do you think that could be the case for this film, where it focuses much more on the brutality opposed to the story? How do you feel about that?
As someone who defends Halloween Kills and likes Halloween Kills a lot, I would like to see that. Just more of just a brutal Ghostface. Because while I do like Scream 5, there were some kills in there that are brutal, but then some of them are very lackluster and not intense, and not as brutal as I want them to be, and not as bloody as I want them to be. So if they do go that Halloween Kills route, that'd be awesome, because I think Ghostface is very tame in certain instances, and I want a Ghostface that's kind of unleashed and crazy and super gory, like cutting people's heads off and doing all this crazy stuff, and maybe using different weapons and using his environment to kill people, like, you know, maybe like him like slamming a door on someone's hand, or like just crushing people, like running over people with a car, just something different. Just, you know, something wild, man. Like with Scream 2, that crazy death where the guy gets the pole through the face, like using environmental things would be interesting with Ghostface. He doesn't have to wheel a chainsaw or a shotgun or a giant machete, you know, just be creative with it. And I think that's something that the Scream franchise hasn't had creative kills. That's kind of the one negative I do have with this franchise. But with Halloween Kills, we got, Michael was just using everything, man. He's using like multiple knives.
Dude, the light bulb?
Yes.
Oh, that was so good. Oh,
kills are awesome, man.
Yes.
I think that they're awesome in video games. They're awesome in movies. Like, they're cool. But I want to see Ghostface do something like that. And every Ghostface is different. So wouldn't it make sense for them to kill people in different ways? Because they're all there. It's never a consistent Ghostface. So
yes.
Everyone has their own style and their own flavor. That's the cool thing about Ghostface. You can make him to whatever you want.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm going to give my take on that in just 1 second. But we have another super chat from Carter Skyland Allen.
What's up, Carter?
Yeah, Carter's awesome, by the way. Awesome guy. If you're not subscribed to Carter, you should. You should really subscribe to him. He makes some awesome videos. He recently, I recently held him hostage to make a video too. I don't know if you know about this.
Yeah, he gave me a little name drop. We've been planning to do a live stream together, but my schedule's crazy, so haven't had time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just moved into a new place and all that. You're busy as fuck. But Carter, thank you so much for the super chat. Not Scream News, but Jenna Ortega looks way better as Wednesday Adam than expected. Jake plus Zoe equals extra good soup. That's the best kind of soup right there. Thank you, Carter. And yes, I have to cover this, the Wednesday Adam. I know that the trailer or something just came out today. I have yet to watch it.
Trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, but it just kind of get like a first look as her. She looks great. Like, she looks fantastic as Wednesday Addams. So I'm excited for it. I don't know if Tim Burton is directing it. I don't know who's messing with it. I don't know who's the director for it, but I'm very curious to see.
I think I might do a whole. I'm gonna have some time tomorrow morning before we start filming, so I might do a whole video on this tomorrow morning, like just kind of talk, because I also don't know anything about this, and I fucking love the Addams Family. Like, I grew up with those movies, dude. I don't even think I've seen the show, but I love those movies, man.
I'm not a huge fan of the Addams Family, but I will check it out for sure. I'm not like I've watched it occasionally, but I'm not like a diehard. But I like Jenna Ortega, so I will watch it.
There you go. So, I mean, Jenna Ortega is enough. If you're a Scream fan, there you go, Jenna Ortega. Yeah. So I'm very excited for it. Or X, X. Oh, the X does not get enough love. So there you go. Go watch 4K, X, man. If you're here, by the way.
I need to get the 4K of that.
Is there a 4K of that? Because I know I got the Blu-ray. I didn't know if there was a 4K.
I don't know. I hope there is. There should be.
There should be. 100%. Yes, 100%. But to get back on track here, talking a little bit about Scream brutality. Yes, I could not agree with you more about environmental kills and like just a bloody, crazy fucking ghost face going to town. Not just using the knife this time. Have some knife kills because it's Scream after all. Sure.
That's a staple. But we need to, add some, it's something else, man. Like I said, spice it up a little bit.
Spice it up. Give me some. Give me I don't know, man. Maybe some like an ice cube down the throat or something. I don't even. Where the hell did that come from? I don't even know.
Hey,
we don't.
Ice cubes are deadly.
Ice cubes
second cause of death in America are ice cubes.
Yeah, see, there you go, folks. You heard it here first. Watch out for those. Don't get them in your drink.
Yeah, they come out of nowhere.
They come out of. You will suck that thing through your straw, man. It goes right down your throat. It's horrifying. But I would love to see some more brutal kills. But my one thing is, I hope that the story is also very compelling. And because, like, listen, don't get me wrong, I'm also a Halloween Kills defender because I think that movie's actually pretty. As a Halloween fan, I really appreciated it.
It's a fun movie.
Very fun movie. 100% agreed. But
it's stupid as fuck.
It's got some stupid points, and I hope that with this new Scream film, we've been talking about how it's going to be a little more experimental because we're changing up the format, we're changing up certain characters and shit. I hope that they still have a really compelling narrative. That's really important to me. The twist, the killers, what the movie comments on in general, that's what's really important to me. That's what makes a Scream film, in my opinion. So I hope they have something cool to comment on in the horror space, and it's not just talking about Star Wars. I just feel like that'd be kind of weird. So let's see what happens let's see what happens with this next Scream film. I'm excited for it. Bring the brutality and bring me a good, compelling story. Something where it's like, oh my God, these brutal kills are not just brutality on screen. I actually am super upset about these fucking characters dying. It's like, oh God, that's so upsetting.
Give us some weight. Give us some really great storytelling in it. I think with the Ready or Not, which is a great film by Radio Silence. Yes. They can kind of channel, a lot of beats from that movie because there's a lot of depth in that movie with the family and how their family gets into the game and how the roots and the history of their family is. I really like the writing in that movie. I think just having a little bit more depth with Scream 6 would definitely be beneficial, and just like I said, make it their own. Just
100%.
make it a radio silence movie, man. That's what we need.
I appreciated the fact that in the behind the scenes of the last movie, they're talking a lot about like, oh, anytime we ran into a problem or something, we thought about like, what would Wes Craven do? Like, what would he do? And like, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that they honored Wes Craven in so many different ways in that last movie. That was like tremendous. I love that. That was great.
It was sweet. Sure.
Yes.
The Wes Craven family definitely appreciated that, and as a fan, I appreciated that too. They definitely they catered to him. It was a love letter, and I thought that was really sweet what they did with Wes Craven, naming a character after him, giving him that really sweet little name drop in the credits and all that stuff. So yeah.
100%. And as sweet as I think that is, I just, with this next movie now, we've made that statement. We've honored Wes Craven now. With this next movie, make it a radio silence film. Ask yourself, what would radio silence do in this situation this time? Which I know maybe like some people will hear that and be like, oh, well, like are you saying that radio silence is better than Wes Craven? No, I'm not saying that.
But Wes Craven's not here anymore. So
yes.
do your own thing, man.
Do your own thing. That's going to ultimately lead to a better product, I just feel like, instead of trying to emulate someone's style.
What are your thoughts on so this is something that I don't really like to talk about that often, but I kind of want to hear your opinion and your thoughts about it. I know not everyone is on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever, but there seems to be a lot of toxic fans on Twitter regarding some news that drops about the Scream franchise, this and that. And I think if you get to a point where a movie bothers you and like you lash out on people and you talk crap about people and all this stuff and you accuse people of certain things, why are you doing this stuff? Why are you a part of the community if it doesn't make you feel good? If it isn't an escape from your life? I don't really get that. And I liked how Scream 5 definitely commented on toxic fans, but it seems like there's quite a bit of intense fans, to put it lightly, about this franchise. And I'm just it kind of breaks my heart a little bit,
It does.
It makes me a little depressed. I don't really like that.
I think it's, a lot of people are expecting something specific from these movies. They're expecting it to be a certain way, and when new people come aboard, they also have their own take on where they want to take the franchise. And Radio Silence has taken it in a direction that obviously some people don't love. But I think I would just rather have I would rather have them just do their own thing, and whatever it is, I mean, no, it's not like, trust me, there are things about the franchise that I still feel like I haven't seen that like I would love to see in the franchise, but I'm still very excited to see where they take it next and like what happens in this storyline. I don't think, like, personally, I don't think it's the best direction they could have taken it, but do I still really like Scream 5? Hell yeah. I thought it was a really enjoyable film. It was a lot of fun. It was, for Scream fans, it was just a really awesome welcome back. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, here we go. We're doing Scream again. Yeah, it's the return. I also want to say, this does not have anything to do with returns, but we do have I've summoned an amazing YouTuber from the graves to come and join us tonight, Zoe. Just so you know, another one, another person I'm going to be on their stream later on tonight. Craven, something scary. What is going on, Steven?
God. I'm your biggest fan.
So I'm not worthy of such fandom. Thank you.
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Long time no see. I'm glad to see your beautiful face again. It's been a long time.
Well, it has been. It feels like it's been forever since we did our stream, dude.
Heck yeah, man. We got to do it again sometime. I had a fun time.
It's been forever.
It was a great time, yeah.
Hey, and my invitation stands anytime. I will make an appearance on your channel anytime you want it. So you just let me know, brother.
I'm clearly in progress. I have a lot of work to do. But
I see that.
You see this big abyss right here? I'm trying to.
It's all right, man. You got the boom mic, though. You got the boom stand.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you need right there, man.
I got the lighting in the mic right now. So We're getting there. We're getting there.
Getting there. I'm gonna miss your old set though, Zoe. I got to be honest. I loved all the cool little shit in the background. So we're hoping to see some of that return.
It's gonna be a little different, but we're gonna get something a little more groovy in here.
Ooh, is that a hint as to an Evil Dead? Something.
That's what I'm feeling right now.
Oh, okay. He's not gonna answer that question. That's okay. So we'll wait. We'll be patient. We'll be good patient fans here. So, but Craven, we're talking a little bit about Scream 6, of course, with all this crazy news that's going on. Now, to kind of just like go off of what we were talking about earlier, how do you feel about this movie being having a more brutal ghost face? We were just talking about with Jenna Ortega saying that on the red carpet. How does that make you feel? I sound like a therapist right now, but how does that make you feel?
Oh, I love it. Please walk me through the steps now. Yeah, man. I exactly. I'm just gonna like totally get on the couch for this one, but how appropriate is that for it to be Tara on a that's right, blood red carpet to talk about a bloody movie that she says gets more gory and more gory. She says it twice, the more she reads it. And she says that this is going to be the most aggressive and violent Ghostface we've ever seen. Those are her words. Aggressive and violent. Bloody, gory. So, and I'm not talking about Gory B Movie, who's in the chat, because she's amazing.
Channel.
Yeah.
Absolutely friggin' amazing. We love you, Gory. But not just Gory B, but Gory A-level gore throughout the movie. And I think that
you're such a dad.
Gory A movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always tell the Lethal Collective, especially my little son Jake, who I'm old enough to be your father, by the way, as you know.
You are almost as old as my dad, my real life dad. So
it's very true. And so I always remind everyone in the collective. I said, look, I am the one who's going to supply every dad joke in the book. I got you covered. Don't worry about it.
And we appreciate it.
Well, thank you, man. The cheese, I will bring the cheese, all right? I'll bring the cheese factor. So anyway, to answer your question, Jake, yes, I'm very excited about a brutal Ghostface. And I hate this. I know this sounds bad, but, directors, people in studios, they are programmed to say things in a way that's going to market their movies. And I know actors to some degree also do. But when I hear an actor like Jenna, who's not like a Neve or a Courtney who's super polished in PR with the public for like 25 years or more.
She's new to the game.
She's new. Yeah. She's young. She's 20 years old. She's young. When I see her, though, make that kind of statement, I tend to give more credence and credibility coming from her than if I would have heard this come from Tyler or Matt or one of them, Chad. So I think it's the real deal. I'm going to believe it, and I'm expecting big things, brutal things in this movie.
Me too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We were just talking about that, just how it could be like Halloween Kills,
Oh yes,
yeah, that level of brutality.
Do you want to see that from Ghostface? Because I feel like that's kind of that's a touchy subject. Some people want their Scream films to feel a little more like kind of like the relaxed film and all that. I can't get over the idea of Ghostface just like absolutely just killing people in a super visceral, fucked up way. Like I just feel like that'd be so surprising, like opposed to what we've had in the past. That would be such a cool new direction, I think, for the character. How do you feel about that, Craven? We'll start with you and then we'll go to Zoe. About like just a Ghostface, like a Ghostface movie where it's just completely focused on the brutality more than anything, and then commenting on that essentially.
Well, here's the thing. I'm all for it. But I still think it needs to, I don't want it to not be Scream at the same time. So I don't want to sacrifice some of what makes a Scream movie amazing and why we love the franchise just to have more gore or more brutal kills. I want both. Maybe I'm being greedy. I want both. So I want to have a movie where when we're not killing people, you can have some humor. You can have some meta commentary. You can have the fun elements that make a Scream movie. But when we go to kill, everything gets dark. We're going to turn the lights out, and we're going to make this so brutal, so vicious. But when we're going to give you a chance to catch your breath, and we're going to go back to being what we love about Scream. I think you can make the balance work. I just want to make sure that we don't lose the meta commentary humor. We don't lose the whodunit aspect. Got to have the whodunit mystery. And you got to have the reveal at the end. And can we just have at least one of the 3 killers. You heard me right. 3
Ooh.
killers.
Ooh.
At least
Uh-oh.
one of them. Oh.
You know something we don't, Craven?
Get a mask off. I don't. I'm but can we see one of them at least get a mask? Get a reveal in costume. Give us a Mickey, a Jill, a Roman. Don't give us Amber and Richie again where we get a reveal with no costume on, because the one where she takes it off with it doesn't count. We already knew that was Amber, so that didn't count. I want to see a real balls to the wall ending where they're in costume and we finally get to take off the mask saying, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I want dying to know. I want that. Yeah. So I hope they can balance it all right. It's all up to Guy and James, really.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. So how do you feel about this? More brutal Scream movie? Do you want to focus on that a little more? How do you feel about it?
Well, like Craven said, I think the balance is definitely very important. I kind of want to see a Ghostface killer who's like a really professional, like assassin type, like a John Wick, like Ghostface, who's just super precise and not as goofy as previous Ghostfaces, because Ghostface is he's sloppy. He's not the most trained killer. He kind of he runs around a lot. He falls. Maybe his cape is a little bit too long and he slips. He doesn't have the non-slip proof shoes that you get.
She gets some Crocs.
Exactly.
some Crocs for
He
Ghostface.
needs some better grip on those shoes. So I
some
would
good
like to
grippers.
see- Yeah,
Sorry,
really,
I just wanted to say the word grippers. Sorry,
nipples
I've
at
been
the
waiting
bottom
for that
of
all
the
day.
shoe,
Did you
need
say
that.
nipples? Did you say
Yeah,
nipples?
Nipples, yeah.
Nipples on the shoe? Oh,
Yeah, on the
okay.
bottom,
okay.
the grip
This
on
is
the
that
nipples.
kind of conversation now.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, here we go.
So
Kinky Ghostface, but
Kinky Ghostface.
I just want like a Ghostface killer who's just really precise. Just like he's just kind of more trained, I guess. Which could be
Ooh.
something that I think Craven. We could talk about the Stu train a little bit.
hey man,
Do
bro.
you think that Neve's not going to be in Scream 6? So how do you think that might impact the possibility of Matthew Lillard coming back into this movie? Because do you think maybe Stu could be the killer in 6 and then that draws Sidney possibly back into 7 somehow?
Maybe.
This is a fantastic question, but real quickly before we get into it, we got a $20 super chat from Carter Skyland. Allen, holy
Carter.
crap. Carter, you're killing it, man. Holy crap. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. Would love 4 killers to have a real reason for being aggressive. Make the kills not only brutal because of gore/blood, but brutal because of the killer's emotional response to who they're killing. Jake plus Zoe plus Craven. Soup of the year. Soup of the year, everybody.
Of the year, not of the day, of the year.
Oh, you are the one making the good soup here, Carter, Scotland, Allen, and I appreciate
doubt.
all of you and all of your soups. So thank you.
Wow.
But how do you guys? So real quickly, but because listen, Craven, I'm not gonna lie. The reason I wanted to have you on here is to go back and forth about the Stu thing without Sydney. That's a big question here, because you know how I feel about the Stu train. I'm kind of like I'm leaning. I don't know. I got a foot on, foot off. So it's interesting to talk about, and I'm actually was going to say something. I'm a little more Stu positive now because of this. But with Carter's question here. So make the kills not only brutal because of the gore/blood, but brutal because of the killer's emotional response to who they're killing. I love this because this kind of answers my question. I don't want the film to just be brutal for brutal's sake, because we saw that in films like The Sadness as of most recent, where it's like, it's just too brutal. It's just without any emphasis on a specific reason. I think, yes, I kind of agree with what both of you guys were saying. Like, I want there to be like a really brutal kill where it's not just a stab, it's something else. Then also come down, and like have something silly happen, all goofy character moment, just someone getting their head decapitated. You know what I mean? Yeah. And professional Ghostface, Mr. Zoe, you might be seeing that in the old Red Right Hand coming out sometime soon from your boy KillJoy. So
I had a sense. I know. I know.
There you go. But now, to get to the Stu questions. The Stu train is rolling through here, and your boy's a little more Stu positive now, which, Craven, I'll let you're the conductor of the Stu train. So let's start this off with you, my friend. How do you feel now that Sydney's not going to be in the film? Does that affect Stu being in this film or not? Like, does that kind of detract from the theory, or does that actually add to it? Because I believe you have something interesting to say considering this.
I really do, and I'm going to tease some of it here on this live stream, And, I want everyone here, what is it? 79 of you amazing people here right now in the live chat.
Yes, thank you so much. Holy
This is
crap.
incredible. Fantastic. I want all of you to join us. Zoe, what are you doing tonight at 9:30 Central?
I'll be there.
Oh, wait a minute. Dude, Jake, you need to have that clip, bro.
I don't have it.
Seriously,
Unfortunately, I don't
Set
have
it up.
it.
That was a layup right there. Jake.
It was
That was a
absolutely
layup.
perfect.
But
Okay,
I'll tell you what, I think if I don't have it on there, you're going to send me a copy at this
I'll
point.
send you a copy.
So there we go. I got that. Hey,
Redeemed
said
yourself.
something.
Hey, there we go.
Well,
And yes, I will send you the clip. You've got to have it on standby. Because you never
Perfect.
know when moments like that are just going to pop right up on the stream. Like Zoe delivered it, man. It was the layup for the alley-oop, and there's no ball to hit. All right, so here we go. Zoe, great. So 9:30 Central, Zoe, come on. And I say this because so guys, listen, everyone who's here, the three of us at 9:30 p.m. Central will be on my channel. It's going to be nuts. Night from the Night Watch Zone's even going to stop by. It's going to be a free-for-all.
It's gonna have
All
nuts
this.
in it.
So everything Jake's doing here is an amazing live stream. We're going to continue everything there, and we're going to go in deeper over there on the Stu train. Guys, I got lots to say, but I won't leave you hanging here. I will answer the question, and I will say it like this as a teaser for tonight in like 2.5 hours. The chances of Stu returning, in my mind, have gone up even higher without Sydney. There are many people that say, "Oh, that's the end of Stu coming back," and I'm like, "Oh, no, contraire, my friend." In fact, this I think makes it even more likely because she is now out. And I think Radio Silence, if they were already open to the idea or they were considering it, they now have even a bigger reason to bring him back, to bring back a loved character in this franchise, maybe one of the most loved characters of all the films, from everyone's feedback I've ever talked to. And not only that, I'll tease you this, and tonight, Zoe and Jake, I'm going to explain to you the reason why it makes perfect sense for Stu to be back now, and with or without Sidney Prescott, it's irrelevant, and it still makes sense. And honestly, it makes even more sense with this current story, the way that Radio Silence set it up. And I'll give you one clue. It has to do with a character named Sam. And that's all I'm going to say for now. More
There
to
you
come.
go.
I can't wait to hear what you got to say. So we'll save that
Yes,
for
sir.
tonight, my man.
Yes.
All right.
Good stuff.
Three
good
of us,
stuff.
man. This is
Heck
good.
yeah.
But Zoe, before I give my whole Stu rants, because I got a whole thing to say now too.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about now without Sidney Prescott? Do you feel like that detracts to the possibility of this character coming back? How do you feel about it?
I think it could add a little bit of something. They could go into that direction. I think maybe if Stu is possibly the killer in 6, that could lure out Neve Campbell or Sidney Prescott. It kind of depends on what the main trouble might be if Sidney does eventually return back. Is just how they might kind of repair this relationship between her and Paramount, because there might be some hard feelings there. That's the only thing I'm very worried about, because we know she's not in 6, but I would love to see her in 7 if possible. But I hope this doesn't damage the relationship she has with this franchise. That's the only thing I'm very scared of with this news.
Oh, yeah.
Because it didn't necessarily. She sounded very disappointed and very sad about this whole thing. Obviously, it probably hurts her to not be in 6. This franchise made her who she is. This made Neve Campbell. Neve Campbell's a fantastic actress. She's
100%.
in my opinion, I think she's very underrated. She should have been in a lot more, A-list movies than she was. So I think it could possibly open the door. I'm just curious on if she will return to the franchise. If they do make a Scream 7.
And this is something that, even though we were kind of talking about how this might be a blessing in disguise and all that, this is something seriously that, we should talk about.
That's what I'm worried about.
I agree. And I think that I don't want her to have a negative outlook on this. I don't want anyone getting hurt over like a contract or something. They didn't want to pay her enough or something. I hope that's not the case. I hope, because before Master Chaos went out and put that video out, my buddies told me they met her at Horror Hound in Cincinnati, and they're like, "Oh, dude, like we met Neve Campbell," and I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks for bringing me, guys, you jackasses." But they told me, they're like, "We can't tell you something that she told us," and it is literally exactly what Master Chaos said. I told them that my buddy had posted a video about that, and they're like, "Oh, dude, that's the thing we were keeping from you." Like, I probably told you guys about this before in the past, but they didn't want to tell me because they're like, "Dude, that's literally like what your thing." Like, we don't want to, we can't tell you that because that's kind of what you do on YouTube all the time. You know, that's kind of unfair. So that's kind of why I initially was just like, oh yeah, okay, that's the case. But I hope there's no hard feelings. I really hope that Neve isn't like upset with anything. I hope that in the future she can come back for another Scream movie. I would love for that to happen. But at the same time, this is really exciting to see where the Scream franchise is going to go in hopefully a better direction. But who knows? It's experimental, and it's exciting. It's a little exciting for me. It's like, I don't know if this is a great move, a horrible move, somewhere in the middle. I can't wait to see in March. Honestly, I'm very excited. But with the whole Stu thing, Craven, you're going to love this. I am Stu positive, babies. On the Stu train, 100% at this point. And why I say that is because the whole thing I was worried about with Stu, like, I don't even really care about the logistics of him still being alive or whatever. It's a horror movie. Come on. Whatever. Who cares? It'll be fun to bring back a character like that. My thing is, I just don't want it to be all about, like, I have to kill Sidney Prescott. I'm Stu Macher. I got to finish what I started. I don't want to see that movie. I feel like I've seen that movie already so many times in not just the Scream franchise, but in other sequels. It's just too stereotypical for my taste. Now that there's no Sidney, I could totally see Stu coming back and like just having a vendetta against Sam. It's way more likely at this point. It's not even a concern to make the whole thing about Sidney Prescott again, which I'm sure some fans would love, but it's just, to me, we've done the Sidney story and I don't think we're going to top that. And I love it. Screams 1 through 3, fantastic. I think this whole franchise every single film in it has merit, but I'm very excited to see if Stu comes back now in this next film just for going after Sam to kill I won't say any further because that might be Craven's theory, which we have talked about in the past. So I won't say, we'll save that for the other live stream tonight. But yes, I think there's something to that. So Stu, oh, let's get it. Let's get it up. Chugga. 80 people are watching us go chugga. That's just funny.
Let's get it up.
High value entertainment right there.
High value, yes.
And listen, I know for a fact, as the conductor of the Stu Train, I know a lot of my passengers, and I see a lot of them here in the chat. A lot of Cravenites, a lot of Stu Train. So everybody in the Stu, and who's in this chat, all you 80 amazing people, if you're on that Stu Train, do us a favor, throw in your best hashtag right now for Stu. Hashtag Stu Lives, hashtag Stu Nation, hashtag Chugga, whatever you want to do. Let's go. Let's get it up. Get it up into the chat, and let's look at your hashtags. And I'm sure that Jake will put them up on the screen as we talk for your glorious celebration of the Stu Train. I'm thrilled, Jake. I have been trying to get you from the caboose up to the VIP section for months now, dude.
I'm mingling, drinking. We're partying now. I'm no longer just the weird guy sitting at the back.
See?
I'm all in. All the chips are in, baby.
I'm in like the third row, sipping pina coladas, with the window open. I'm comfortable now at this point.
Who's Stu Daddy? I like that, Gage. Good
Daddy?
Stuff. Chugga Stu Chugga. I like that.
Yes, let's go. Let's get it up.
Stu Train, all aboard.
Chugga
chugga choo. I like it.
Yes, so good.
Hashtag no Stu, says Darth.
Sorry, Darth.
Stu never left. Call to Ghostface. Stu Nation, baby. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Good shit.
I just want to see Matthew Lillard just go crazy. That's the main reason why I'm on the Stu train. I just want to see his performance again so bad because in that original Scream, dude, like that ending is iconic. It's just iconic. It's so great, and I just want to see. I like that. I want to see more. I want to see more of that.
I just want some more Matthew Lillard in anything. Like, I feel like I haven't seen him in anything in a long time. Like, especially horror. I would love to have him in another horror movie.
Hey, while talking about Matthew Lillard, this is totally random and not Scream related, but it's Matthew Lillard.
It's okay. It's all right.
We're just vibing, man.
If you guys listen, if you guys know, he did a guest star appearance on an episode of Criminal Minds.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've seen that, and it's like season 9 or 8. You have to Google it. You can find it. But you guys should watch it because in that episode, I'm not going to give you spoilers. This is just what you see in the first 5 minutes. He is grooming a teenager to be a killer.
I thought
He
that
is
was going in a different direction, bro.
Oh,
I'm like, oh fuck.
Jay.
Jeez,
Jay.
what kind of show are you promoting right now, dog? No, I'm
Real
kidding.
Criminal Mind right there.
Yeah, that's a real
criminal.
criminal
That's
mind. Jesus.
Like the rest of seriously. No. He's
God.
actually grooming a 17-year-old kid to being a serial killer. It's frigging Stu Colt.
Planting the seeds of
Yes,
of-
he's
yeah. Okay.
working. He's showing them what to do. He's manipulating him. It's exactly what I want to see him do in a Scream movie. So, for any of you out there who have not seen him in that episode, it's free on Netflix. All the seasons are there. Or no, maybe it's Prime. It doesn't
It's like
matter.
1,000 seasons
yeah.
of Criminal Minds. So.
Seriously.
yeah, it just has not
Ridiculous.
never ended.
No. I think it's like 18 now or something.
It's like 20
nuts.
years or something at this point.
I've watched
Maybe
like a
longer.
handful of episodes. It's not bad. It's enjoyable. I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun, it's,
Is that the one with Ice-T or is that Law and Order?
No, that's the one with Ice-T. Oh, that's not it. That's a
Okay,
different
okay.
one. Might be Law and Order.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because LL Cool J's over on NCI in Los Angeles. It's cool, LL Cool J. But
yeah.
anyway,
Little dance party going on here. Okay, but yeah.
anyway, just wanted to throw it out there, you guys. Check it out. It's worth
Hell
watching.
yeah.
It's good.
Oh yeah.
And that would be a fun
I-
thing for them to explore, I think, in the new Scream movie. Like, for
Yes.
example, the cult of Ghostface. Something that
Oh, there's a short film. I don't know if it's called Cult of Ghostface or something, but there's a short film on YouTube that has the exact premise, and it's I think it's like 5 minutes long, but it's super effective. It's essentially like an opening scene of a Scream movie, but it has a Cult of Ghostface aspect to it, and it's terrifying. Like the last, yes, it's like the last
oh,
45 seconds are like really creepy. I wish I had it on hand. I'll look it up and mention it later in the stream, but it's really good. I need to look it
Oh,
up. It's
man.
fantastic.
oh, because like to my knowledge, I didn't know that anything existed with a cult of Ghostface. Like, because that sounds really interesting to me, man. I'd have to check that out. Okay, interesting. I love the idea too. I think it's super just a scary idea. Like, I've always thought that zombies were so scary because like there's so many of them. Like, it's just like it's endless amount of. You're always gonna have another one coming after you. That's what's so scary about it to me. So the idea of like being in a house and you're just being like trapped against a wall with a bunch of people with knives. It doesn't even have to be ghost faces. Like, just that idea is so scary. But
There's
then to
a,
apply that to Scream is awesome. I love that. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's just a crazy shot in the short film. I wish I knew it offhand, but it's just like they all raise their knives up like simultaneously.
Oh,
it's like super
dude.
badass. Like I'll find it later and show it to you guys. But it's really good. It's a really good short film.
I'd love to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I love that idea. I just think it's
scary,
super scary.
man. Just having a whole bunch of ghost faces just like popping out, like that's pretty scary. Like logistically, it's kind of like all these people grouped together would be kind of hard to keep secret, but I think it'd be cool. Like you could kind of do that aspect with the fraternity at the college. I'm assuming we're going to the college setting, so maybe a whole fraternity of people are a cult of Ghostface. That could be cool.
I would love for them to play around with that. Go ahead, Craven. Sorry.
Or sorority or whatever.
I was just going to say the whole idea of a college campus where you've already got all these, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids running around. It would be so conducive because there's already such a cliquish thing in a lot of frats anyway, sororities.
Yeah.
And it would not be far-fetched to see that setting for a cult-like situation. And I go back to, and we'll talk more about it tonight. We're going to do a lot of Stu talk tonight because, this all applies, I think. And the Sydney news does, again, kind of reinforce in my mind Stu's likelihood. But back to the idea of a cult. My theory has been since 5 came out that Stu is the author of the Dreaded post that Amber and Richie met on. And I think that he has multiple people that are responding to that thread and in there, and he's grooming people that are vulnerable. He's looking for people that show signs of being vulnerable to being able to be manipulated in the thread, like Amber was. Remember, Amber even said in the kitchen, she's like, no, I was radicalized. Remember?
Yeah.
She said I
just wanted to be a part of something.
I wanted to be a
That
part
was
of
another
something.
thing. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Well, hold on a second. Part of something. That sounds very cultish to me, guys. I was radicalized. Cults radicalize you. That's what they do. I'm just saying, guys, I think there's groundwork already there. And if Stu is the author of that thread, he's got people all over the country, even New York, where Gail is at and McGill is and college is going to be at. So why not? Absolutely. It's doable. Yeah.
With my thing is, I think that could work because when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you're so impressionable.
Bingo.
With cults, it's just they kind of usually people who join cults like that are they're missing something. They're trying to fill a void. Maybe they didn't have a great home life. Maybe they suffer from a mental health disorder or whatever it might be, or maybe they just want to be a part of something. And I think with the whole cult aspect in a college setting could definitely work. I think that would be interesting. And Stu could be the mastermind behind it all, the one kind of pulling the strings. Maybe he's not killing people. Maybe he's just kind of running the show like how the original plans were for Scream 3, where him kind of running everything from prison, which could be great. I think that would be a good way to go. I would like to see them go that direction. Or if they went in a different direction, that'd be fine too. I would like to see them maybe do something, that's not Wes Craven related. Me and Jake were talking about that early in the stream that we want this Scream 6 to be a radio silence movie and kind of get away from all the template that Wes Craven has created. So I think, going in that cult direction could be cool. And it maybe borrow aspects from the unused parts of Scream 3.
Right. Sure.
100%. I think that with a new direction in Scream, it doesn't necessarily have to follow, like a lot of people, with the Stu, you've heard this a million times probably if you've heard the Stu theories. It's all like, oh, well, what if they use the unused plans for Scream 3? I think that they could bring Stu back in a way that has nothing to even do with that. Like, I love this whole cult of Ghostface theory. It could be a commentary on social media. It could be a commentary on, like, how they're bringing back, like, older characters from, like for example, in, what was that? The New Texas Chainsaw, where they bring back Sally Hardesty for no reason. Like
I've already forgotten about that movie, man. Like
right. I forgot what franchise I was talking about for a moment. I'm like, right. Yeah, right. We have Jaguar Rose with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, hey to Craven. What's up? What's up,
Jag? Jag's one of my Cravenites. How are you, Jaguar? Good to see you over here. Hashtag Team Stu, hashtag Stu Gang. You got that right, Jaguar. And Jaguar, listen, I don't know how long you've been here, but if you just joined tonight, I know Jake will mention it later too as they continue. I'm not going to be able to stay on much longer, unfortunately. But at 9:30 Central Time, I'm bringing the gang. Jake and Zoe, I'm just grabbing them. I'm saying, shut this thing down. Get over here. Let's go.
Shut this thing.
And you're coming over. We're all going to continue this discussion. This is literally an all-night Scream talk, Stu talk. It's going to be nuts. And on my channel, it's going to be Stu out the wazoo. All right? Not the Stu.
Out the wazoo, as they say.
Yes. And I'm so happy that Jake has finally made the announcement on his channel today, just moments ago, at least for I've heard it. He's on the Stu train. He's not in the caboose. He's moved up to this actually in the cabin of the Stu train. I'm so excited, dude.
Yes.
And Zoe says he's sitting down having a drink in the studio.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I turned on the AC, got my pina colada ready, my cigar.
Perfect.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
I could see you just like smoking a cigar, vibing, like on the Stu train.
I'll have a wooden pipe, like Popeye, like a something like that.
So Zoe, I have a question, and I know you're pretty young, Zoe, both you guys, so you may not get this reference, but I hope you will. If the cart goes by, the man or the woman. Not just I was gonna say not the refreshment lady, because it can be a man. The refreshment individual comes by with their little cart. Are you gonna be like, take the pipe out and be like, excuse me, ma'am or sir, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Oh, yes, I know about Grey Poupon.
You get the reference?
Yes.
Very, very fancy.
Yes. They made fun of that in Wayne's World, and that is how I know about that. That is the only reason why I know about what that is.
Grey Poupon is way expensive than it should be. It's just like, it's not even that
It's
good.
fine.
It's like a little small bottle. It's like a little jar, too. It's ridiculous.
For it. It's like, I'm not.
Grey Poupon. Yeah, who asked for Grey Poupon? Look, I'm sure there's people buy it still.
I'll get the great value mustard,
Great value.
$2.
I'm a yellow kind of guy. Yellow mustard.
Yellow.
I don't even care.
What, French's? I think there's another
French. There we go.
That's what's in my fridge, brother.
Put that on my hot dog, man.
I've had French's since I was a kid. That's all I've ever had.
French's on a hot dog.
Yeah, that's all I need. I don't even need ketchup,
relish.
Man.
That's
I'm a relish
man.
is underrated, man. I think
I'm a
relish
pickle
is underrated.
man. I love pickles.
Pickles, baby. Hey, dude.
Damn right.
Put on some onions, some chili, some cheese, and
Oh.
mustard all over that baby, and you're
You're
rocking.
speaking my language, Craven.
Brother.
Oh, some chili dogs, man. I think we're all hungry.
Dude.
I think
We need a
I haven't had dinner
collective
yet. I can
barbecue,
tell you that.
You know,
Yes.
and stream it.
Yeah.
we.
Barbecue some hot dogs.
I was saying this, man. We all actually have to get together, get a stream going, like all at the same time.
yeah.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Yes, but because of course everyone is here for the Scream talk, of course. So we got to keep it. Listen. I would talk about food with you guys for hours because fuck. You want to talk about? I'd make a whole nother channel just for food, honestly.
Oh.
we can make like horror related foods like
Yeah.
like Scream
Good.
pancakes or something. You know,
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Dagger
that's fancy,
dogs
fancy.
instead of hot dogs.
dagger dogs.
Dagger dogs.
Yes.
Like cut an end of it where it's like a steak, where it's sharp,
Yep.
where it looks
Oh,
sharp
that's
at the end
great.
of one of the dogs.
Exactly.
Dagger dogs.
And then
Anyway,
yeah,
them
and
dogs.
and Fate will have a makeup channel just doing all a bunch of horror makeup.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know, because Fate's the pretty one. You know, he's got
He is the
you know,
pretty
evil
one.
appearances. You know,
I
Right.
could see him with the blush and all the makeup. I could see
Yeah.
him rock it. It could work.
I think so too.
100%.
Have you guys?
Now- What's
sorry,
up?
sorry,
No,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say.
I don't give a fuck.
Apparently, we've been delayed till June 9th for.
That's
the,
exactly what I was gonna bring up. There you go. Look
I
at
see
that.
the rumors are
We're on
flying.
the same wavelength. Man.
So I have been streaming like all day. I've been super busy. My buddy's going away to Boston, so I've been with him all day pretty much.
Boston.
So has this been confirmed? I'm seeing people like the whole time we're streaming. I'm
Apparently.
seeing it in the
I
chat.
haven't confirmed it personally yet, but it might be. I just haven't seen it.
So I don't know.
Maybe
Is
they
that
saw the news about the Neve Campbell and we're kind of, you know, that seems kind of weird. I don't know.
It seems weird. It does seem
Very
weird. Like
fishy.
the day they announce it on her, and you know what's also, and again, I don't think Neve is being like trying to be vindictive or nothing like this, but I do think she's hurt. We talked about earlier. I think she's.
I think so too.
You know, I think she's maybe feels insulted a little bit right now by this, and it's a little embarrassing too to come out and say, you know, they don't see my value. Like they're not willing to pay what I think is fair. That's kind of embarrassing to come out and say because you're basically admitting that these individuals
They
don't
lowballed
value
it,
you.
probably.
Yeah, they lowballed you. But she makes the official announcement, even though she's been telling the people at conventions like Master Chaos TV, "You're awesome, Jose. I never
yeah.
doubted you, Jose.
I
saw
didn't
the
either.
I saw
Never
the
doubted
detractors.
ya.
Everyone was. I saw the people saying he's full of it. I
He's a
said
stand-up
nope,
guy.
he's not making this
Yeah.
up. So good on you, Master Chaos TV. But when he announced it yesterday, and then of course today, isn't it ironic though that Sydney officially announces it to the press on the day they were supposed to start filming? It does
right?
not lose. That's not coincidental, guys. I guarantee
Yeah,
that.
This whole situation is crazy. Just the fact that Master Chaos dropped a bombshell that is just exploded. Good for him, dude. That's pretty cool. That's pretty big for his channel and his
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. But that seems kind of weird, right? I don't know. But how did she announce it? Did she tweet it out or something? I just remember seeing a quote from like Bloody Disgusting. But I don't know
That's where I saw it. I was just gonna say,
Yes.
Bloody Disgusting was the first person that I
Yeah.
saw. So she might have given them a quote or something.
She's
It
leaked
came
to them and- Yeah.
somewhere. But Mohammed Nabil, thank you
Mohammed.
so much
Hey,
for the super
Mohammed.
chat. I appreciate it. What's up, fellas? Hope all is well. Not a Scream question, but curious if you
Ooh.
three have a favorite or greatest film of all time. For me, Goodfellas. Great choice. I have not seen it, but I hear it's phenomenal. How do you guys feel about this? Craven, favorite, like all-time favorite film? Doesn't even have to be horror. How do you feel?
Oh my god! Oh, this is tough. Okay, so it's hard pressed for me to say Scream is not my all-time favorite, no matter what the genres are. It's easier to say horror because it's a no-brainer. You know, the problem is when you start saying any movie, now I'm going up against Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I'm going up
Right.
against,
Forrest Gump or something, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great. So many great movies.
so many great movies, and do I really like Scream better than Back to the friggin' Future?
it's
Dude.
tough. It's a tough call.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's-
They're also different realms, man. It's just
They
you're
are.
talking like a big blockbuster, action adventure movie versus Scream, which is more of a subtle, enclosed, isolated movie that's
Right.
just
It's a different vibe.
and
yeah.
it changes, man. Like I don't even know. Like I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I love
that's another one.
love
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. I love Goodfellas. I like old just 90s crime movies. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
And you got
some
like
of
the
those are
so
good.
bad it's good movies, like Jason X or something. It's like,
Dude, now you're talking.
yeah. So
Because like there's also value there too. It's totally
Yeah.
different than something like
Right.
Goodfellas,
a
but
different experience
yeah.
for every movie.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And certain vibes, man. Like I don't want to watch, Goodfellas every day. It's not like the
No.
most heartwarming story of all time. So it's like but something like Forrest Gump, I could watch probably like once a week or something.
It depends on the mood, right? It really
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah. Yes.
Like we could all give a movie now, and in an hour, our mood could be totally new, and we may change
Yeah.
our answer. Like,
Sometimes I want to cry.
Craven, there you go. Yeah, exactly. You want to cry, you want to laugh, you want to be terrified. I want to be
Watch The
pissing my
Notebook.
pants scared sometime.
Yeah.
But Craven, right now, just in this moment, what is your favorite movie? Just anything. It doesn't have to be a final answer. You know what I mean? Just something.
yeah, it could change in 20 minutes. I got to go with Scream '96. That's there. It
Perfect.
is.
That's great choice. Great choice.
gotta
So,
go with it.
just in this moment, what is your favorite movie?
I've been like on a Marvel thing lately.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
I'm kind of thinking the original Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man right now.
Oh,
I
great
really like
choice.
watching that. I like watching Willem Dafoe just be just insane.
Yes.
And it's a very heartwarming story, and I have a lot of nostalgia from that because I grew up in the 2000s. That's my era of movies. Before all the MCU stuff, it was kind of these more self-contained superhero movies, and I always loved Spider-Man. I love Spider. I love the story of Peter Parker because he's just so relatable. And yeah, it's definitely Spider-Man for sure. Right now, at least, one of my favorite movies for sure.
Gentlemen, it's hard to disagree with both of those choices because I think they're both great. They're definitely up there for me as well.
Yeah.
Like I also grew up with the Spider-Man movies and the Scream films. So I would have to say, so my absolute like number one favorite is like what's it called? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I could not remember that for the life of me.
Ferris
That's just
Bueller.
like number one. Craven, do you have to go, by the way, my dude?
Yeah, just real quick. I don't want to interrupt you guys. So yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
good,
need to
you're good.
run. Got to run. But this was a blast, and
Heck yeah.
hey, a sneak peek of what's to come tonight at 9:30. I'm so excited to continue our discussion. So I will see
yeah.
the two of you, and hopefully everyone in the chat over at my channel at 9:30 Central. So
Absolutely,
Jake,
yeah.
appreciate the invite. Letting me crash for a little while. And good, Zoe, good to see you, my friend.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
see you later, my man.
See you soon. Bye,
All
guys.
love.
We'll see ya. Peace
Take
out.
care. Peace out.
All right, and we also have one more from
Oh, yeah.
Mohammed as well. Thank you so much for another super chat. We appreciate that.
Killing it with the super chats, man. Awesome.
Absolutely. So, Zoe, I'm going to let you start this one off. Neve's performances in all 5 films. How do you rank them? Because this is a toughie. I think. I don't think this is the easiest question because she gives some good and very different performances in all 5 films. I think.
So ranking all her performances in all 5 films, man, it's tough to like not put Scream '96 as the top because she gives a great performance in that emotionally. She has a lot of great scenes about her, discovering things about her mother. Just her acting scared is just difficult in itself. It's hard to act like you're afraid of something when you got like a whole bunch of people on set and a whole bunch of lights and a whole bunch of people standing everywhere. Being in a horror movie is hard to act scared in, but it'd probably be 1. I think 3 is really good. I think she does a lot of great stuff in 3. 2, 4, and then I think 5 would be last because she's not really in it a lot. I think that's kind of the default for me. But
And that's I mean, dude, I almost entirely agree. I mean, I think like 1 through 3, like her best performances, but then 4, then 5 at the bottom. I don't even know, like
because with 4 she's in it, but she's also like they try to do the same thing with 4, what they try to do with 5 is kind of branch out and introduce these new characters in there. So she doesn't. I'm sure she doesn't have as much screen time as she did in 4 or 5 compared to the first 3.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that. I like me, I would probably go 1, 3, 2, 4, 5 is how I would go. I like 3 is such
same
a
as me, pretty much.
yeah. I mean, like 3 is such a Sydney movie, man. I
It's
love
underrated.
that.
People
It's
shit
super
on 3.
underrated. Yeah, I almost
never
put
got
that.
I
almost put that as number
understood.
1. Like 3 is almost number 1 for Sydney performances for me. It's
Yeah.
nearly there, but I think just because she has less screen time in 3 than 1, I feel like I have to give it to 1 because she's just consistent throughout that entire first movie. So I don't know. That's just my take on it, but I do love her performance in Scream 3 a lot. It's nearly neck and neck for me.
Yes, her schedule in that movie was crazy because I think she was she was only on set for like 20 days or something, so they had to shoot a lot of her scenes first. And she's even in a very short period of time, she gives a great performance. 3 weeks is not a lot of time to really prepare and get engulfed in that character. It probably benefits her that she was in 1 and 2, which she has a lot of familiarity with Sidney Prescott, so it was probably easy for her just to slip in there and transition to that character.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it's also just like with all the rewrites and shit. There was a lot going on with Scream 3, man.
Mess behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was a messy, a lot of messy things going on with that one,
and it turned out to still be really good. Like I don't think there's not a bad Scream movie, and that's with the horror franchises. Once you start getting past a couple, the quality usually kind of dips a little bit. You know, you can look at Halloween, you can look at Friday the 13th, even Child's Play has some dips here and there, but Scream's always been very consistent. I mean, at the worst rating for a Scream movie, it's probably like a 7 out of 10. You know, that's at least me personally.
I've come to really appreciate Scream 3. Like at first I didn't love it, but like the more I watch it, the more I'm like, okay, this is a great wrap up to the Sidney story. I think the beginning is a little, it's got some goofy points to it, but I love how they wrap it up. Like the whole third act's very consistent. It's one of my favorite third acts of the whole franchise, honestly. So I think it's great. It's a really, really great story. Really good film. But yeah, so do you think it's kind of, I know we didn't really get to this, so I'm going to bring it up again. Do you think it's kind of weird that they delayed, like if this is true, because like we said, we haven't really confirmed this, so take this with a grain of salt. If this is true about them delaying it a couple of days, only a couple of days, like just a Thursday,
right?
Is that kind of weird to you? Why did they do that? How do you feel about this?
It does seem strange just having all this news and all this kind of bombshell dropping that has really just been taking Twitter and YouTube by storm. Everyone's making content about this Neve Campbell situation. I don't know. Maybe it's just it might have detracted from all because I'm sure people on set, they hear about that, they know that, and that might kind of ruin things a little bit. Maybe they want to give it a little bit of time to breathe and mellow out, because last thing you want to do on set is have people talking about, oh, Neve Campbell's not in the movie, and they might be kind of sad, there might be some kind of some sadness around set, and that's the last thing you want, is to have your actors being upset that the main star of this franchise is not going to be in the movie. Maybe they didn't know that, because I'm sure they're not in communications with Neve Campbell to that extent, or they're not in communications with Paramount to that extent. So they might have just heard right now today, and imagine going, oh, you got to film your scene in 30 minutes, get ready, get in character. So maybe that's why they moved it.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. Maybe they were planning on having Sidney, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, there's all this going on,
Right.
That another thing that I want to make very clear is it's not up to Radio Silence to be like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to pay her. Like they have nothing to do. It's all Paramount's, the studio that does that. So please. Because I was already seeing people tweeting at Matt and Tyler saying like, "Why are you not giving Neve Campbell more money?" And I'm like, "It's not. Please don't yell at them. Yeah. They have no. They're literally. Yeah, they don't write the checks. They're directing and
directors direct actors. That's their job. That's it. It's some people just like to talk before they think or do research about things. It's frustrating. I'm sure I'm sure they want Neve to be in the movie. So it's like, I'm sure they feel some type of way about it too.
Right, 100%. And like it does make me feel kind of sad that she's not going to be in there, but I'm not going to go and like write at Radio Silence and be like, you guys are dicks and all this, like that's not fair.
What was that going to do? Like, sorry, random Twitter user. Yeah, we'll put Neve Campbell in the movie because you said so. Like,
yeah, right. Man, I don't know. It's crazy, but I will say if this is true, if they're delaying it, it might just be for like a smaller reason than what we think. But it also could be because like, okay, maybe we need 3 days to rewrite the script. Like, oh shit, Neve Campbell's not going to be in our movie. What do we do? I hope that's not the case. Yeah. I hope they're not suffering from rewrites. This franchise, unfortunately, has suffered from that enough, I think, in the past with some of the other films. So hopefully I really hope that's not the case, but it's seeming to be maybe possible. Like I said, I have not read about all of this. I don't know if that's 100% true or not. They might be filming shit now in Montreal. I don't know.
Could be. We don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure.
I want to bring up the question. So Beyond the Mask, the great content creator that he proposed something that I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but he was saying that this could be a red herring but I like that, kind of draw off that Neve actually could be in the film. I don't think that's the case. I think he was kind of proposing that. He made a video about it. I didn't watch it yet or anything, so I don't want to, put words in his mouth or anything. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you put any stock in that at all?
I mean, how I'll say what I'll say about that is like it's not the first time the Scream franchise has tried to throw us off to do something surprising, especially with the marketing. One of the most famous marketing campaigns of all time for a horror movie is the original Scream. There's like, hey, new Drew Barrymore movie, come check it out in December. Nope. she's gone. I mean, everyone knows that at this point, So it wouldn't be the first time it happened in this franchise. If that were the case, I feel like it's maybe a little unlikely. I feel like there's more things. They could have done something else to get to this point, I think, instead of having Neve come out and say all that. I genuinely don't think she's going to be in the movie. That's just kind of where I'm leaning, but I would not be. I also wouldn't be surprised if this was one big ruse, one big red herring. That would be insane. That's horror history right there.
Feel about that though. Do you think do you think that'd be kind of shady and kind of like weird that they would do that? And then like it's not necessarily coming from the studio. It's coming from Neve Campbell herself. So it's like, I feel like it's more authentic. It's her quote. It's not like Paramount stating that, Neve Campbell will not be joining us for Scream 6. It's from Neve herself. Like, you can't get any more of a source than that.
Right. And I also feel like with that though, because we're like that immediately gives off like, there's bad press now. People are gonna not come to the movie and stuff. I am of the opinion that there is no such thing as bad press. Press is press, man. All press is good press. Yeah. So honestly, because here's the thing, you have idiots like us talking about it on the internet.
Yeah.
So
we're talking about Scream 6. It's getting notoriety. I mean, it's a huge bombshell, man, and it's crazy how just Master Chaos really just like caused chaos.
right. He lives up to his name. There we go.
Exactly. It's super crazy how this all turned out, because I mean, you got everyone. Even 3C Films was using his video in it and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, everyone's using his vlog footage, which is a great vlog, by the way. If you haven't watched it, it's a really great video.
Yeah, and once again, the link for that is in the description below. Go subscribe to Master Chaos's channel.
Great
seriously.
Guy.
Also, if you're looking for that, the other thing I put in the link. There's a link in the description below for that video of Jenna Ortega at the red carpet. If you want to listen to what she has to say, she has she
won an award, right, for MTV.
Best terrified performance or something like that. It was for Scream, I believe too. Okay. Like, I thought it was for X, but I think it's either or. She killed it in, I think, for sure. So she was up against Mia Goth though for X.
X is so great, man. I love X.
Was so good.
Phenomenal. We're still in the battle for my number one of the year so far.
For horror, it's probably my number one of the year still. Yeah. Even and listen, I don't know if you saw Cronenberg's new movie or not, but that was fantastic. That's up there for me. I really liked that. It's very strange. It's very weird.
Cronenberg, so.
Yeah, of course. What else do you expect? That, Scream 5 and probably X are in my top 3. I don't know how I'd rank them, because it's too early to say. We still have a lot more great horror movies coming up this year.
We're halfway through the year, man. So there's a lot of stuff. We got Bodies. Nope. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out. So,
what are you the most excited for?
Bodies. I was excited for Nope until I saw the newest trailer, which kind of was like, damn, like are they really confirming all of this stuff that we've been speculating, or maybe there's a little bit more deeper in surface levels. But I've heard from some people that I trust who have seen early screenings of the movie, and they've said, it's not a spoiler or anything. It might not be as in depth as other Peele movies. So we'll see what happens. But also, like, they could add more. Test screenings are super early on in the stages of editing, so it could be a completely different movie by the time it comes out.
100%. And I have also heard a little bit about like the VFX is like it might delay the movie in Europe. Like, they're not going to release it till August. I've been hearing possibly, which I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, for me, if they're delaying it to make the movie better, okay. I mean, as long as the movie's good.
That's a great way to delay a film. I mean, like, if you're trying to improve it, that's perfectly fine.
I'm okay with that if they do end up going that route. I'm very honestly, Nope is probably the movie I'm the most excited about moving forward. But we also got the Black Phone, like you were saying, Bodies.
Yeah,
which
Black Phone comes out
24th I believe.
This month?
Yep, this month. 24th of this month. Yeah.
That's gonna be great. The book's really good. If you haven't read the book, I would read it. It's Stephen King's son. So
Yeah.
He definitely takes a lot of inspiration from his dad for sure. But Bodies is something I'm very curious about because I love the trailer for it because it doesn't show like anything. It doesn't show anything at all or very little of what the movie actually is about.
I don't think we know anything about it, honestly.
No,
like I've kind of guessed who the killer. I was like, okay,
it's been screened before, and like I think the script is leaked because it was shown by
the original script is
yes,
leaked. Yeah,
but I'm sure there's some aspects of it that are on there. Like the Halloween Kills script was leaked too, so like unfortunately it happens, but we'll see with that. I like that more isolated story. It's a really interesting premise. I'm not familiar with a lot of the actresses in the movie. I know Pete Davidson is in it and a couple other actresses that I've seen in some other movies. I can't put the name to the faces, but I think the premise is really interesting. Just kind of a clue. It's like Scream or like Scooby-Doo-ish type of film.
Yeah, if you're a Scream fan in the chat right now, Bodies is one to look out for because it's kind of like it was being described as A24's take on Scream too. It's kind of like a murder mystery slasher kind of flick, and the trailer, like you were saying, man, really doesn't give anything away. Doesn't really show us any kills. I mean, like there's some stuff maybe, like, but it's nothing too crazy, not too revealing,
which is great. Like I want more horror movies and movies in general to kind of just not show shit, man. It's just like with Halloween Kills, I feel like we got shown a lot, and it's just it sucks. It's unfortunate.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Carter Scotland Allen, $5 super chat. Thank you, Carter. Man is just the MVP of the night. Thank you so much, Carter. We appreciate it. Self-plug. Sorry, Jake. Don't punish me. That's okay. You deserve it. You deserve it at this point. Ranking all of Scott Derrickson's films before the Black Phone. Ooh, nice. That's a great concept for a video. I'm excited for that, man.
Subscribe to his channel for that, everyone.
There you go. Yeah, subscribe to Carter's channel. Make sure to check out some of his videos. He makes some great stuff. Some good ranking videos and shark videos. So
I know he's a huge shark fan. Huge shark movie fan. No doubt.
I will say this though. Have you seen Sinister from Scott Derrickson? Speaking of,
it's been a long time. It's been a long time since because it wouldn't come out like 2012.
Yeah, like 2012, 2013.
Yeah, it's been. I don't remember anything about it. I remember seeing it. It's been so long. I don't even remember what it's about. It's been a long time.
You got it's super similar to like Insidious, but you got like the guy, he goes into his attic and he's got like this box and it's full of like old tapes and shit, and he plays them and it's just like all these people getting murdered and shit. Ooh. It's a really cool concept. Okay. And then you have this like Bagul character, he's like this like demon and shit. It's a really one of the better horror movies from like the early 2010s. I really enjoy it. The Black Phone is Scott Derrickson's kind of his return to horror. He hasn't really done anything since Sinister, so I'm really excited for the film. I believe it still holds a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Black Phone?
Yeah, the Black Phone, dude.
Yeah,
so I'm pumped.
I don't know how many reviews it has, but I think it has maybe a couple.
For now, it has 100%.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see, because I didn't watch the last trailer for it. I heard it showed a little bit too much, so trying to steer clear of that. I don't want to be spoiled. It seems like studios just like to show everything to people. But we also forgot about Halloween Ends. That's a big one that's coming out, obviously.
Oh yeah, and I'm very pumped to see how this thing ends, man. What's your take on Halloween Ends? Are you excited for the film? Or are you you're a Halloween Kills defender, so you're probably pumped for
it. I'm pumped, man. I wanted to kind of go back to the 1978 feel. I want them to go back to just Michael being a stalker, resetting the pace of from Halloween Kills, because it was very fast paced, very boom bang, getting sliced and diced all over the place. Maybe we can go back to that creepy stalker aspects. We've talked about this previously. I kind of want it to be more of that, just kind of slow pace. Maybe we have a gradual build to the climax of the film.
I couldn't agree more. I want to see something that goes back to that original feel, man. I mean, like, listen, not trying to offend you, so I loved Kills. I think Kills was awesome. Halloween Kills was a lot of fun, but I do miss that original style of kind of making a Halloween film, making a slasher film, where it's a slower burn. It's going to take a while to get to the exciting shit, but when you do get there, when you get to that to the kills and all that, I think it's so much scarier because you've built it up to make Michael Myers seem like this horrifying boogeyman. Like you have people talking about him the whole time saying like,
Yes.
oh, you have
He's like
Dr.
a myth,
Loomis saying,
you know,
yeah,
like
he's
a
like
legend.
exactly. It's almost like he's the monster in your closet and shit. It's just a really
Yeah.
scary concept.
Really, I think at this point he should really be the boogeyman, just like where kids are just terrified because he's out on the loose. He's not captured. At least we think he's not captured at this point. So he can be a real life boogeyman, which they need to play into that, which would be great. He has this legacy and this scariness where you keep the lights on at night. You know, you lock all your doors but you're still scared. He could be lurking in the shadows. He's the shape, man. They need to play into that.
Yes. Oh, 100%. And I like what they did with kills with the brutality, and it's crazy. It's fucking awesome. But like,
That
I
should be a
want to
given,
see
though. You need
with
more.
a movie with Halloween kills called Halloween
Yes.
Kills. Yeah, come on. But with this new movie, let's go back to the original. Let's start it. Let's end it the same way we started it. Give us something where it's just a slow burn to a crazy finale that is just fucking insane. Ends this timeline. And gives us a happy end, and maybe not a happy ending, but just a good way to wrap it up. Just wrap it up. I'd say that. Do that for the first time in the Halloween
Right.
franchise.
We'll see. We've had a lot of quotes and a lot of different things from John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis and all these people who were involved in the film in some form that we're either getting like they really went in the film or it's going to piss people off. We'll see. I'm curious. I'm going to see the film early. I'm manifesting that. I saw Halloween Kills early, which was a great experience. So hopefully I can see that early and just kind of take it in because it's going to be bittersweet, man, because this is the last movie we'll probably ever get with Jamie Lee Curtis, most likely. So it's huge, dude. Like Halloween is just going to be insane this year. Like this past probably 4 years of horror movies has been really overwhelming. We've had so much content, so much stuff. We got Chucky season 2 coming out later this year, right, or something like
In the fall, yeah.
And we got a Hellraiser on Hulu, and just like it's insane.
Evil Dead Rise, dude.
Yes,
oh,
dude.
I'm super pumped for that one.
we got a new Predator movie coming out. I heard the trailer got leaked online somewhere. I haven't seen it yet or anything, but they'll probably get a trailer for that. So
I'm excited, man. That one looks good. Prey, yeah. No, I'm
Prey.
pumped.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that.
We got a teaser for it like last month or something.
Yeah, it was just like
Super
showed
short.
the characters running through the woods. We barely even saw it. Yeah, it was it was really nothing. It wasn't too exciting, but
Just get the people talking.
yeah, exactly. Get the people talking. I got to do a video on that. I'm gonna do a bunch of like everything we know videos this week. I think I might do that on like the Wednesday series that's coming with Jenna Ortega. I might do one on Prey. I haven't done one on another movie that has not been talked about too many times across these channels, Disappointments Boulevard. Have you heard of this?
No, not at all.
So this is a new movie from Ari Aster, the director of Midsommar and Hereditary, and I'm super fucking pumped for it.
Yeah,
The big
I love
news
Ari
that
Aster.
came. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. The big news that came out about it recently is that it's 3.5 hours long, and A24 wants him to cut it down, but he refuses. He's like, I will not cut it down. We're releasing a 3.5 hour film. Fight me.
Midsummer's pretty long too. Midsummer's like 2.5 hours. Damn, 3 hours. I'm assuming it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a great cast though.
Who's in it?
Parker Posey, Joaquin Phoenix,
I love Parker
bunch like that's just off the top of my head who I can remember, but there's a bunch of fucking big stars in it. So
Jeez, there's so damn. I like Parker Posey a lot.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Got it.
great.
yeah, she's really good. She's man, yeah. Midsummer was an experience. I know a lot of people have varying opinions about that. There's some crazy shit that goes on in that movie. The whole cult aspect and just all these underlying themes of just like religion and cults is just really, really creepy. It was very stylistic. It wasn't for everyone. It probably was 20 minutes too long, but I like it.
Yeah, did you see the director's cut? Just out of curiosity.
No, I haven't actually. Is it longer?
It's longer, and I like the one thing it does really well that I liked is it kind of it gives a little more definition to the relationship between your main two characters. Is it Danny and I can't remember the dude's name. It's been a minute since I've seen that. But that's That's well done. I feel like that's a little more well done in the director's cut, but it does feel a little long. Like you can feel the length of it. And that's what I'm worried about with Disappointments Boulevard is that you can maybe
That's a long
feel,
time, man.
yeah, like 3.5 hours, man. You got to give me something fucking crazy if you're expecting me to sit there for that long. But
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I also, if Ari Aster is insisting upon it being 3.5 hours, I want to see the 3.5 hour long cut. I don't want him to cut it down. As much as I am kind of like, if it was any other director, I would say cut it down. But because it's Ari Aster, I'm willing to watch a 3.5 hour movie for the guy because of how much I love his previous work, I guess.
There's also we have Welcome to Derry, the Pennywise prequel, which is something that I'm very curious about. I know Stephen King isn't necessarily playing a role in this. That's something that I've heard through various amounts of creators. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the prequel to Pennywise, seeing old Pennywise? I'm assuming we're getting his beginnings of him attacking the Native Americans and him settling down in Derry and kind of putting his roots down in the city. Well, what do you think?
I thought it was kind of... I'm excited for it. I thought it was kind of odd that King did not really express any excitement about it, which usually when he's talking about like anything, like when he's talking about any of his projects, even if it's like something that's like a new, like Dr. Sleep or something where he doesn't love The Shining. I think everyone knows that about King. Right. He doesn't like a lot of his movie adaptations, but he always seems excited about them. He always will talk positively about them. But here we have him kind of talking negatively about Pennywise, saying like he's has this quote from that Bloody Disgusting article I read where he from the Losers Club podcast. He says specifically something along the lines of like, when I die, my name is going to fall from the paperback racks, but that goddamn clown will live forever. It's something, I'm paraphrasing, but something along those lines. And it just comes off with a little bit of negative connotation. I haven't listened to the podcast, but to me it comes off as maybe he doesn't love what they did with the new It movies, and he's not super thrilled about the new series. Regardless, I'm very excited for it, and I hope it's good. I hope they absolutely kill it with that. I think Barbara and Andy Muschietti just fucking killed it with both the latest It films. Mm-hmm. The 2019 one was... I liked it still, but it was okay. The 2017 movie was
bad. It was very. It had a very weird pacing issue. It's just like they go back, find a token from their childhood, jump scare, go to the next person, find a token from their childhood, jump scare, and repeat for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and I liked my one thing I really liked about it was I liked the older cast. You know, that I think they were really enjoyable. Bill Hader killed it 100%. I really liked Jessica Chastain. I can't remember who played James McAvoy.
Yeah,
hey, we're on the same page. There we go.
Yep.
You got my back, so I like it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this with a brand new story. I hope Bill Skarsgård better come back, which is not confirmed.
Yeah, you can't. He has to. I mean, there's no movie, or excuse me, there's no series without him. My thought with I think the first two movies, I think they should have been a mini series. They should have been like a 10 episode, hour long series, because Stephen King's It is a huge book. It's like 1,300 pages long. Like it's big, and there's so many different stories and about the history of Derry and all this information. I think it could have done probably a little bit better as a HBO Max series.
Yeah, there's also a lot of really weird shit.
Oh yeah, no, there's some things. There's some creepy. Stephen King was doing a lot of cocaine and a lot of drinking, so yeah, it shows. It shows, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, maybe go read Stephen King's It when you get a chance, and or maybe watch a YouTube video about it or something. It's very weird and gross. So
there's one specific thing in general that we probably can't even talk about on the live stream.
Teamwork. We'll say that. It involves teamwork.
Yes, teamwork.
That's all we're gonna say.
I've never heard it quite put that way, but yes. I think that what they did with that first one especially was nice. They cut out some stuff about the book that I just feel like is kind of weird and unnecessary. But with the second one, they kind of didn't know they didn't know what to do. You know, like how the book ends. I don't know how you could actually do like a screen adaptation of that. I think they did the best that they possibly could.
Very cosmic and very out there. there's some weird things in there that wouldn't
Abstract.
It wouldn't translate well from book to video, and I think that's what a lot of movies struggle with that are based off of books. It's just some things just don't work well when you're trying to put it from paper to the big screen. And I think finding that balance and knowing what to cut out and what to replace it with is very difficult for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
And it chapter 2 in the It miniseries chapter 2 definitely struggle. You can definitely say the first part of those two movies are definitely the better part. Pretty much the part with all the kids are usually the ones that people like the most.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the miniseries. I love Tim Curry as Pennywise. I think he's great. But there are some parts that, like, adult Richie, man, is so effing annoying in the miniseries. I cannot stand him. I don't know what it is, but he just bugs the hell out of me. I mean, Bill Hader just annihilated that role, I think.
Yeah,
just
use me
I don't know
for that role for sure.
Yes, yeah.
I love Bill Hader.
He's so funny in it too. I love that. I'm super pumped for the series. I hope we have some good characters too, because clearly that's super important to this story and all that. And Bill Hader, holy fuck! Like, not Bill Hader. Bill Skarsgård. There's a lot of Bills, attached to the old It. So
the main character's name's Bill Skarsgård, Bill Hader. It's a lot of Bills, man. It gets confusing. So it's okay.
Bill.
Yeah.
Yes. Regardless, super excited for it though, and So I'm probably going to be wrapping up here in another like 20 minutes or so. But I am going to we're going to take some questions here at the end. So I
Q&A in there.
Let's do a little Q&A before we got to wrap it on up.
Yeah.
So asking us, have you seen There's Someone Inside Your House?
I have not, actually.
It's
have you?
Crazy movie on Netflix, very similar to Scream. Got a bit of a like a screamy vibe to it that I really enjoyed.
Did it recently come out?
Yeah, I believe it was 2021 when it came out.
Actually, I might check it out. I'm actually have a little bit of free time after this, so I might have to check that out.
It's pretty good. The mystery, I kind of, you can pretty much figure out where it's going, but I liked it. I still really enjoyed it. The kills are great. The kills are all the way across the board fantastic. Like, that kind of brutality, maybe even a step up, is kind of what I want from this next Scream film for sure. So I really liked that. It's a great, it's a good one. I like it. Highly recommend.
Okay.
What else do we got here? Give us some questions, y'all.
Yeah, feed us the questions.
I have not seen this film. Have you seen The Hatching?
No. Sounds appealing. I don't know.
I did not play at any theaters around here, but I guess it's about like it's like I don't even know what it's about. I know, like, in the trailer they have like an egg and it's like glowing and shit, and like it's like a human egg or some bullshit. I don't know, but I'm kind of, I want to see it. It looks gross.
I'm all down for gross things. I like being surprised with gory, nasty horror movies, man. I'm all for it.
Hell yeah, 100%. Do you like the Munsters Go Home and the Monster Squad from 1987? How do you feel about these? You seen these films?
So isn't Rob Zombie remaking the Munsters? Isn't he?
How do you feel about that?
You know what? Is he writing it? That's the main.
I know he's directing it.
So Rob Zombie, I like Rob Zombie. I think what he did with Halloween was mixed. I think he had good ideas, but his writing is just very weird, and it goes too far in certain aspects, and it just, because with the remake of Rob Zombie's Halloween, just like the first 10 minutes are very vulgar, disgusting languages that are just like, okay, we're in for a weird ride.
Yeah.
And I respect Rob Zombie. I like him as an artist, and I do like him as a director. But when it comes to writing, I think he needs to have a co-writer or have someone else, write it for him. My opinion.
I agree. I think he's actually a pretty good director, but writing wise, I'm like,
because he has a specific vision and a specific style. I think that's great. But yeah, it's really just his writing is just not the best, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I really like what he did with like 3 from Hell and like that whole series. Like, actually, I love Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Pretty good.
That fits his style because it feels his own thing and all that. Okay, cool. But with Halloween, I just felt like it didn't always work. He could have used an editor, I think.
I always thought Rob Zombie would make a really good Hellraiser movie.
Yes.
I think that fits Rob Zombie for sure. I think he would do really good in that. He would thrive.
I don't know how he didn't do the Texas, not the new Texas Chainsaw, but like the 2003 Texas Chainsaw. Where was Rob Zombie for that? Like,
is he doing Devil's Rejects or House of it? When did those came out? Those come out in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, was that like 2007? Was the Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses was before that? I want to say.
I think so. So it might have been
Maybe
with that. And then he had Halloween too. So he did a lot of movies in the early 2000s.
I kind of wish he would have done Texas Chainsaw. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he would have been a better fit for that. But I don't know. But I totally agree with you.
I
about
like
Hellraiser
the Texas
too.
Chainsaw remake. I think it's really fun with Jessica Biel. It's
yeah,
like not the best, but it's fun movie to watch. Like I like it. It's very entertaining. I rather rewatch that more than the original because like I like
Ooh.
like rewatchability wise. I'm not saying it's
Okay,
a
okay,
good
okay,
film,
okay,
but like I think it's like I could rewatch that with my friends because the original is just kind of slower. It's not it's more of a slow burn compared to the remake. But I mean, to each their own.
Yeah. No, some people like I remember when I was posting a lot about Texas Chainsaw earlier in the year. I had a lot of people say like, "Oh, the 2003 movie is easily my favorite." I'm like, "What? Like that's awesome." Like I
don't think that's like I think that's pretty cool. Like I kind of agree a little bit. Maybe.
I see I see it. You know what I mean? I see it. I don't necessarily 100% agree, but I do really like it.
It depends
it's definitely
what style you want. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's they're all just two totally different tones.
definitely top 3 though, for sure. I think for 100% from that franchise, and that's not exactly the hardest feat to accomplish, but
We got a lot of good questions coming in.
I know it's crazy. They're just coming in. What do you think of the show American Horror Story? Any opinion on that? Have you even seen it?
I like the first 3 seasons, but after a while, I feel like it's kind of lost its steam. I like how they kind of reuse a lot of the same actors and stuff. The first season's really good. I think it's like fantastic. The one with the asylum's pretty good, and then I kind of stopped watching after that. I think like after the 3rd season or so, I just lost interest. And I think they're going on like 10 seasons or something at this point. So I'm way behind.
I'll say this. I always give every season a chance. Like, because I was so impressed with those first 3 seasons, I really enjoyed those.
Solid.
And Asylum especially was that's probably still my favorite. But I loved the first 3 seasons. The Carnival one was awesome when it started off, but it kind of lost me as it went on. And then Hotel I completely lost interest in. But and then some of the later seasons were meh. But then we get season 9, fantastic again.
Really?
Like I loved season that was great. The first half of season 10 was also really good. So I think it's very hit or miss. It's a very hit or miss show is how I feel about it. But
right.
I like it for the most part.
Yeah.
Do you think Bodies, Bodies, Bodies will be a goofy film, kind of? And I'll direct that question to you first. Do you think it's going to be goofy, or do you think it's going to be like scarier?
Yup, gosh. Yeah, it could be goofy. I mean,
that kind of goofy film.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I think it could be like the kind of Scream thing. It kind of has. I mean, Pete Davidson is in it, so it's probably gonna have some comedic elements, and that's kind of the tone I got from the trailer. So yeah, I think so. It could be.
It's definitely going to be goofy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was the trailer's so silly and over the top.
It's very
I think
like super Gen Z. Like it's the vibe, the music. Like it's like they're college kids, so yeah, they're probably gonna have aspects of comedy in there, no doubt.
as long as they don't overdo it with the Gen Z humor, I'm down. Like as long as it's like sparing, like you can throw in a simp joke or something in there. Okay, whatever, sure. But as long as they don't overdo it, I'm down. I also want to see some. Listen, this is A24 we're talking about here. I want to see some brutal kills too. So
I'm sure we will. And great cinematography, all that stuff that A24 is known for sure.
Good music too. Yeah. Oh yeah. They kill it. They kill it with a lot of their stuff. I Like Scary is here. Welcome. I Like Scary. Thank you for joining the live stream. What if Mindy is the killer and her and Kirby make it to the end? Kirby uses the horror movie rules to outsmart Mindy, also like a Randy kind of. How do you feel about about all this? So
that'd be cool, man. A Randy off.
A Randy off.
Using their wits and smarts about horror movies I mean, no doubt. I think that'd be cool. We're definitely gonna get a scene of definitely with Mindy and Kirby, no doubt. Just having a geek off, a Randy off. So,
a Randy off.
That's a good way to put it. What do you think?
I agree. I think it would be cool because we've been talking a lot about the back and forth, the banter they could have in this film. That would be great. So if one of them did end up being the killer, it would be like, oh shit, now they're gonna have that banter, but like for real. Like who's the smartest horror movie geek? Maybe it comes down to that. That's cool. Yeah, I'd be down to see something like that. Sure, 100%. Joe. So John asks Yuzo, what's your philosophy or work attitude towards your own YouTube channel? Are you fully invested in it, or is it something you just do for fun?
So I am definitely fully invested in it. It's just sometimes I suffer from mental health issues. I suffer from depression and anxiety. So there's times where it's very hard for me to get in front of a camera and act like I'm really happy or really excited to make some content when I'm not. And I don't ever want to be fake. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm just kind of putting out this video because I have to. I want to be able to feel like I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I want to, and it shows in the video. If I'm depressed or I'm not really going through something, that if I'm going through something that's negative on my mind, I don't want to make a video. And it's kind of hard to find that balance of being happy and making content for sure. And also my work schedule is pretty crazy, but I love horror movies and I love movies in general. I want to branch out and do more things for sure. But yes, I am fully invested, but it's just sometimes, like I said, it's hard. And I don't want to make videos when I'm going through certain things. And I'm trying. I have a lot of things, in my personal life that I'm trying to get together. So I really am trying. And that's a really great question. Thank you for asking that. I've never been asked that question. So, I'm a human, so I'm just doing my best. But yeah.
Yeah, and dude, I want to say I really do love your content. Like I wouldn't have you on here so much if I didn't enjoy your content so much. I think you put a lot of work into it, and it shows. And I can sympathize with that. I think it's tough to do this almost every single day, and like get excited for it. Some days like I have to take a day off sometimes. Like I really sometimes it's just like it's a lot, it's fun. It's really rewarding. It's a great experience. So
yeah, it's tough when you got adult stuff going on. I gotta pay bills. I gotta work, and then sometimes when I'm out of work, it's 5:00 and I'm dead beat tired, and then I gotta record a video, and that takes like 4 or 5 hours, and then it's like 1 a.m. Then you gotta go to work the next day. So it's tough. But thank you for asking that question. I'm trying to balance it out, and I'm trying to find what works for me. But yes, I take it very seriously for sure.
Oh yeah. Carter also asks, any tips on shooting a low budget death scene?
Ooh, I think we both have experience with this, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's like if you want to do something that it all depends on what you're trying to do. Like, are you trying to do something that like really scares somebody or very stab heavy? Okay, so you want to do something really, really stabby. If you can like afford like a lot of fake blood, a fake knife and all that, like the retractable blade and all that shit, like go for it. But if you want to do something a little more like on a budget, like you're saying, you can always like camera tricks will help you out to the max. Like you can film somebody with a real knife going up like this, and then show someone in pain, like show someone like going oh god, and then like just have you stab in a shirt or something with something under it. I mean, it's like there's a lot of different ways to do it. We're doing it in very experimental ways for our movie because we went into writing Red Right Hand thinking we don't want to just have a knife kill in this. Like we want, like, sure, we'll have Ghostface running around with a knife, but we always wanted it to be more than that. So to do like an actual thing like this, I mean, yeah, just try it. For a low budget, find creative ways to do it, make it very bloody, and that will translate, I think, to camera. If you make it really just big and horrifying, blood everywhere, blood spraying and shit, that's in my opinion the best way to do it. But there's of course a lot of other methods.
Yeah, there's also lighting is a huge thing. If you have things like that, I would try to shoot in maybe a little bit of a darker setting to kind of mask some effects that you have. Practical effects are always really good too, but sometimes it's hard to get prosthetics. It's expensive. You got to have makeup artists to do all that stuff. I think he says he has a $500 budget for props and effects. That's a pretty decent amount of money. It depends what you're shooting and how big the scene is, and how many deaths are in there. I'm not exactly for sure on all that, but pretty much everything Jake said is exactly what you need to do. There's a lot of different resources you can use. YouTube, Skillshare, like there's a whole, like, go on Quora, like there's a whole bunch of different different advice you can get. But yeah, I think everything Jake said was like perfect. I was about to say pretty much everything else too. So.
Something else I'll say, if you want to do some like sick effects and shit, like not beyond stab kills and shit, like there's this shit called like it's mortician's wax is what like it's most known as, or casualty simulation wax. Dude, get that shit and just you put that on your face, you can make like a whole fucking cut. Like you just like you gotta mold it a certain way. Put a little foundation and blood on it. It looks fucking real. It's awesome.
More blood probably the better too. Honestly. Yeah, this you can mask a lot of stuff with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. So if you get some of that, like that shit that'll fucking look great. That'll look awesome. So, yeah, couldn't recommend all that stuff more.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Well, we're gonna answer one more. What's your guys' take on the new Terrifier film? And Zoe, I'll let you lead this one off. Terrifier 2. Are you excited for it?
Yeah, it's coming out in October, correct? Right around the time where Halloween ends is coming out. I know they've I think the director has been like just kind of like bring it on, like we'll take on the competition of Halloween Ends. I'm excited. It's been a while since the first Terrifier, and it's not necessarily one of my favorite movies. I like it. I like the whole story behind it and how it was made and all the sources and the funding for it. I'm curious. I think it's very creepy. It's a very weird film. It's not the traditional like slasher movies that you usually get, but Terrifier 2 is definitely a movie that has a cult following for sure. This franchise has a very dedicated fan base.
I really enjoyed it. I love the brutality of that film. It never feels like it's like too, at least for me, it never feels like it's too much. Like I always enjoy like it always like, I think it slows down at the right points and then builds back up. I think that the plot line needed a little bit of work, which I think the second film is 100% going to improve upon, which is why I'm so excited for it, to have that brutality with a good plot line, to have a final girl character actually this time who's got like a strong presence. I really think Terrifier 2 is going to be just a much better sequel. I'm really excited for it. I don't know where the fuck the trailer is. The second trailer is supposed to have come out like a week ago, but
well, we could get it. I mean, it's coming out in October, so we'll probably get it in June or July, I'm assuming.
It was just kind of strange that they had announced like, oh, come and check it out soon. Like it just you say soon, and it's like, okay, is that coming out in a week? Like what does soon mean? I guess so.
October is relatively soon, or so.
Because it's coming out in October, yeah, we'll probably get it end of June, early July is probably the best.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah. But regardless, very excited for it. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. We nearly made it to 2 hours, but I greatly appreciate it. We're right there. Fuck it. Yeah. So I'll have to have you on sometime again, because I always enjoy talking to you about horror movies and shit. It's always a good time. So.
Heck yeah, man. We always have a great time. I love being on your channel and vice versa, man. So thanks everyone in the chat for all the great questions. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, John, for asking that really great question. Really, really great. I love answering personal questions like that. So you guys are awesome, dude. You have a really great, dedicated subscribers. That you guys are really cool. You guys are really fun.
They're fantastic. I love everybody here. It's great. Zoe, everybody, make sure to subscribe to Zoe Crawford's channel, by the way. Yeah. He puts out some amazing content, some really good updates. He puts a lot of work into his videos, so please go subscribe to Zoe Crawford. Go check that out.
Yes,
so.
I'm thinking about doing some more streams, just kind of like this. I know my studio isn't set up, but I want to make more content for sure. So I'm not gonna wait to get my studio set up. I'm gonna start making some content very soon. So yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, dude. I would appreciate that. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, well, catch us at 10:30 Eastern Time or 9:30 Central over on Craven Something Scary's channel, where we'll be talking a little more about Scream, a little more about just about everything. Fuck it, horror. Like, if you want to hear some more horror talk, head on over there in like an hour or so.
Heck yeah, Stu Train, baby.
Stu Train, let's go. All
right, y'all.
All right, everybody, peace out. Don't forget to kill it out there.